Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and to the Stanley Cup playoffs in the Montreal Canadiens franchise mode in NHL 20. In the previous episode, it was a roller coaster ride for the regular season. It was our first season without Carey Price or Shea Weber. And also, we were at 1 point last in the division. We finished in the top 3 of the division, giving us a playoff spot and playing against the Buffalo Sabres in round number 1. Gonna quickly review the past season, the points in the standings. Here we are in the division at number 3, tied with Ottawa in points, but we did get one more win than them, the Maple Leafs winning the division. And as for our team, we had actually brought back Max Pacioretty with 40 goals, Cole Caulfield at 45, KK led the team almost a point per game. Our young guys, Trevor Wong and Shane Wright, did awesome. 24 goals, 72 points for Wong. 12 goals, 57 points for Shane Wright. Romanov, 63 points as a defenseman and a plus 23. We did obtain Verana in the past episode as well as Puyarvi. We did make a couple of moves. And as for goaltending, we got Thatcher Demko in the net in his first season with the team. 32 wins, 910 save percentage, 265 goals against, which was pretty good. Over in Laval, Marcus Samsonov, who is a highly potential 79 at 22, the goaltender of the future for the team. 39, 14, and 5 with 5 shutouts, a 908 save percentage, and a 234 goals against. I believe Laval was one of the best teams. There they are, second currently in the division behind the Crunch with 102 points. So Laval and our team always seem to do well. Laval even does better than Montreal. But I'm looking for a Stanley Cup. We are facing off against the Buffalo Sabres. So if you didn't miss the past episode, Buffalo did something that doesn't make any sense at all. They actually traded for Alexander Ovechkin, but they have him scratched. They didn't even play him at all during the regular season. And if you look at his point totals, he had 37 goals in 63 games. He was on pace for 50 at 38. He still has 5-star for shooting. And they just didn't even play him. So we're playing Buffalo. We may not even have to deal with Ovechkin at all. We do have to deal with Jack Eichel, 92 overall, with Johansson at 83, Bailey at 85, Cousins and Middlestat 87 overalls, Olofsson 85, Toffoli 83, Barbashev 82, Skinner 84, Mangiapane 83, Meridi 81, Connolly 82. So overall, a very good team. Insane top 6. Even the bottom 6 is very good. For defense, so looking really good. Dali 90, Ristolainen 89, Yuki Haru 83, Shillington 82, Uyghur and Montour the bottom pairing. And in goal, they have Ukko-Pekka Lehkonen, who did have a pretty good season over in Buffalo. 39, 27, and 2 with a 905 save percentage of 293 goals against. Facing off against him, they have Elvis Merzlikins in backup. So again, it's going to be a tough matchup for round number 1. I'm going to go to our lines quickly. So we have Pacioretty, KK, and Caulfield, Domi, Wong, Drouin, Wright, Gallagher, Puyarvi, Short, Dino, Verana. Overall, the team is very, very solid. It can match up with Buffalo very nicely. Taking a look at our defense, Romanov's a 90. We did obtain Ty Smith the previous episode. With that plus 3 is actually an 85. Churchill an 88. Romanov 91. Mitte and Axel Anderson are bottom pairing. And in goal, of course, you've seen that earlier, we have Thatcher Demko. He's an 85 overall. So our teams are pretty similar. Very good top 6, good defense, good goaltending. So hopefully you can come up on top. Here we go, guys. The Stanley Cup playoffs. The past couple appearances we had, I believe 3 years ago, we lost out against the Anaheim Ducks. We blew a 3-1 series lead in the final, in the Stanley Cup final. The year after that, we lost, I believe, against the Rangers in round number 1, if I'm not mistaken. Then we missed the playoffs by 2 points. Here we are, period number 1 in Buffalo, 1-0. Alexander Romanov starts it off against Ukko-Pekka Lehkonen. 1-0 Montreal early. Period number 2, Max Pacioretty gets a short-handed goal. Love to see that. They're actually out shooting us. Demko's playing good. And, they actually tied 3 goals in the third. Caulfield scored on them. Olofsson, Eichel, and Uyghur. Come on, guys. We got to get back into this in overtime. 1 shot is all we need. And we blow a 3-0 game. Oh my goodness. Jeff Skinner with the OT goal. They outshot us. They played very well, but you can't blow a 3-0 lead in a game in the Stanley Cup playoffs. That just sets the momentum to Buffalo for the series. So we got to bounce back, boys. We need a big win. Get out of Buffalo with at least 1 out of 2 wins. 4-1 in the first. Well, this is not going well. I'm up to the second period. Josh Bailey has 2 goals. 6-2. Oh my goodness. 7-3. They absolutely destroy us. We have an 85 in goal, or defense and offense. We have technically 490 plus overalls in our team. 85 goaltender. If we don't win this game, I'm going to make a couple of line changes, because then we'll have to basically reverse sweep the Sabres. We got to get out of Montreal with these 2 wins. Come on, period number 1, no goals. We are shooting them, which is good. Period number 2, still no goals. Heading into the third period, 5-on-4 power play. We're out shooting them 31-18. And Max Domi scores a big goal right from the slot between the face-off circles. Come on, we're out shooting them like crazy. The home crowd is pumping up the Habs. They love playing at the Bell Center, the best arena in the NHL. And Thatcher Demko bounces back after 2 losses in a row with a huge shutout. 1 goal is all it took for the Habs. So the Buffalo Sabres score 7 goals in game number 2. They cannot score once in game number 3. Maybe they were just worn out. They were tired from that big game. If we can tie up this series, this would be huge. Come on, 3-1 in the first. Let's go. Cole Caulfield power play goal. Milstad scores for them. But Victor Mete and Max Domi score. Let's go. Period number 2. They make it interesting. Jack Eichel scores on the power play. They are shooting us. Demko's going to have to stand on his head in the third. We desperately need an insurance marker here. Only 12 minutes to go. 5-on-4 power play. And they score. Jack Eichel. Oh my gosh. That guy is so good. And it was like 92, I believe. He's over 90 overall. So that just goes to show how good he is. We're heading into overtime. We're just going to slow sim the OT. They're out shooting us. And we win in OT. Jacob Churchrin, the defenseman. Big OT goal. And the Montreal Canadiens tie the series 2-2. The crowd is going wild in Montreal. Let's go. Churchrin with the big overtime goal. Here we are in Buffalo. I would love to have a 3-2 series lead heading back to Montreal. Here we go. Period number 1. 4-0. Jacob Churchrin is absolutely on fire. 2 goals in the first. Romanov scores and Shane Wright on the power play. 3 goals from the back end at exactly the same spot on the ice. Period number 2. 6-0. That is how you make a statement. Philip Danault scores from inside the crease, and Cole Caulfield with a snipe from the left side of the face-off circle. Come on, we can't blow a 6-0 lead in the third, can we? Period number 3, and 9-1. 9 goals on the Sabres, and we lead 3-1 in the series. Churchrin there, 3 points. Romanov had 2 goals. Trevor Wong had 4 assists. Let's look at the rest of the team there. 4 points for Wong. Wright had 2. Shore, Smith there. Romanov had 2 goals. What a game by the boys. Wow, a lot of people on the score sheet. What a crazy series. We lose a game 7-3, then we win a game 1-0, then we win a game 9-1. So Buffalo has their backs against the walls. We're going into Montreal here. A chance to close out the series after going down 2-0 early. Period number 1. 1-0. Shane Wright shows up again. Marcus Johansson on Demko. Period number 2. 3-2 for them. Montour, Shillington, a couple of goals from the back end. And Romanov. All 3 goals in the second were from defensemen. Shillington actually scored from center ice. Come on, Demko. Are you alright? Period number 3. We're going to simulate it. And Max Pacioretty, let's go. He comes back to Montreal and makes an impact in the Stanley Cup playoffs after a 40-goal campaign. But Jack Eichel, he strikes again. He's been very good for Buffalo in this first round. Buffalo trying to force a game 7. We got 5 minutes to tie it. Can we do it? No, we cannot. This series is going 7. Montreal, Buffalo, Demko versus Pekka Lukkonen. Oh, here we go. Game number 7 in Buffalo. Winner moves on. Loser goes home. I seen that Pittsburgh actually beat the Leafs 4-1. We need a huge first period, and we get one goal. I'll take it. Jesse Puyarvi. I believe that is his first of the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. We need to win the second period as well. 3-0. Okay, so we can breathe a little bit. Trevor Wong and Cole Caulfield still not out of the woods yet. Buffalo can come back. 30-18 the shots. We're doing a great job just firing shots on goal. And Cole Caulfield, power play goal that should be enough. 9 minutes to go. Going to simulate it. They break the shutout. But the Montreal Canadiens, after being down 2-0 in the series, come back. And we beat the Sabres in 7. Alex Ovechkin didn't even have a chance to play a game. He was scratched, and I'm happy because if Ovechkin was playing, they honestly may have had a chance to beat us. So I'm going to go to playoff scoring, and I'm going to take a look at the playoff stats. So KK, 9 assists. Romanov with Caulfield lead the team in goals, 5 goals each. Trevor Wong there, 7 points. Shane Wright, 6. So the young guys are showing up. Churchill, Pacioretty, Gallagher are captain, 4 points. And I'm taking a look at stats for Demko, 4-2. Not terrible, honestly, after that crazy game against the Sabres. Caden Primo got charged with 1 loss. All right, so we're going to simulate a few days and see who we are playing in round number 2. Taking a look at the East. So the Penguins and the Hurricanes won their series, as well as the Philadelphia Flyers. So it's actually 3 teams in the Metro. We're the only team of the Atlantic left right now. So we're facing off against the Pittsburgh Penguins. They had a very good record, 44-30-8. Taking a look at Laval, looks like they did win their first series against the Monsters. They're playing the Toronto Marlies. So Toronto and Laval, a rivalry there in round number 2 for Laval in the AHL. So taking a look at Pittsburgh, I'm sure Crosby's going to be up there in rating. 87 overall, so he did go down in rating. 87 matching his jersey number. Malkin down to an 84. They have Getzel, Cahoon on the first line. Patan and Thomas Tatar in Pittsburgh. Poulin, McCann, Huskins, Drosk, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, Smith, and Tatum. So their forward group is not looking too hot. They have a 77, 78, and a 79. They really only have one decent player in the bottom 6 in Jerry McCann. I mean, the other guys are all right, but nothing crazy. Their top 6 is pretty good. I think we have a slight edge on forwards. Defense, okay, 83 Pedersen, Letang, 91. After that, it goes down. So I think we have the edge over Pittsburgh, looking at forward and defense. And in goal as well, Jari and Brossois. So on paper, our team is looking better. But that doesn't mean anything with the simulation. It can go either way. We beat Buffalo, who had a very good team similar to ours. I'm hoping we can beat the Penguins. They won their series in 5 games in round number 1. Starting it off on home ice, we have home ice advantage for this series, and 0-0 after a first. 12-11 are the shots. 1-0 for Pittsburgh. Zach Smith, oh my goodness, on the third line, who was only like a 70-something overall. Not even an 80 overall. He's the one that gets the goal on Demko. It's an 85. Come on, can we at least get one goal on an 83 overall goaltender, please? And there you go. Ask and you shall receive. Trevor Wong shows up with a huge goal for the team and forces overtime in game number 1. We are shooting them now. We came back. We need a big kill. 5-on-3, 5-on-4. We actually kill off a 5-on-3. Then we score on the power play. Max Domi, power play, OT hero in game number 1. We kill off a 5-on-3, then we score on our power play. That is extremely clutch. Oh my gosh, what a game that was. So here we are in game number 2 against the Penguins, period number 1. 2-1, Romanov and Pacioretty. Cody Ceci scores on Demko. Gotta keep it going. We need at least 2 goals in the second. Oh, well, I was right. We got 3. Romanov with his second of the game. Pacioretty with his second of the game. And Cole Caulfield, a couple of power play goals. We need a big third period as well. 5-2. Malkin gets 1, but we beat the Penguins in game number 2, giving us a 2-0 series lead. So round number 1, we were down 2-0. Round number 2, we're up 2-0. So we actually won 3 games in a row now. We got to keep that momentum going here, playing in Pittsburgh. If we can't win both of the games, I want to win at least one, go back home on a 3-1 series lead. We're going to take it one period at a time. 0-0 after the first, and 1-0 after the second. Cole Caulfield, or as they like to call him, Goal Caulfield, scores on Jari. We got to get a big second period going, and 2-2, they actually tie it up. And we're going into overtime here. 38-28 sort of shots. Jacob Churchrin, for the second time in the Stanley Cup playoffs, scores an OT goal. Domi, the OT hero in game number 1. Churchrin, the OT hero in game number 3. We're up 3-0 against the Pittsburgh Penguins. We're in a great spot right now. 7-3 in the entire playoffs. We got to get this done right now. Period number 1, no goals. Usually it looks like we only start scoring in the second from the looks of it. Come on, let's give me 3 goals in a second. Oh, there we go. 3 goals in a second. I'm calling everything today. Pacioretty, Drouin, Verana, Malkin gets a goal for them. We're 20 minutes away from a berth in the conference final. Come on, boys. We got a 3-1 series lead. Tighten up the defense. Demko needs to play well. If we can just get one more goal. And there it is. Shane Wright. Man, every time I'm asking for something to happen, the team just absolutely responds. 5-1 Max Pacioretty. And the Montreal Canadiens sweep the Pittsburgh Penguins. Thatcher Demko with a big shutout. Domi with 3 points. And we're heading to the Eastern Conference Finals. We're 8-2 in the playoffs. Romanov with 12 points, 7 goals in 11 games. Oh my goodness, he's the best defenseman in the league right now. So the Blues swept the Jets. The Canucks are up 3-1 against the Sharks. And Carolina and Philly are tied up at 2. Just going to wait for that series to end. And we've got the Carolina Hurricanes in a conference final. It looks like, unfortunately, Laval lost 4-1 against the Marlies. So we're not going to have a Calder Cup this year. We can focus on the Stanley Cup. So playing against the Hurricanes, interested to see how their team is looking. It's looking pretty good. So they got Aho 92 overall, Sveshnikov 91, Teravainen 87, a sick first line. Schwartz 84, Hala 85, Nikash 85. Then you got the Zingle 85 on the third line with Bruyal and Gauthier. I think this guy was a high pick. Yeah, third overall in 2023. I think I remember that guy, medium elite. Then they got Stahl, Lewis Tarinen, cool name there, and Jonas Donskoy. Defense, Jake Bean, Jacob Slavin, Brett Pesci, Devin Tays, Edmondson Forsling. So top pairing is very good for defense. Their top 6, even top 9 is pretty good. I had Jake Bean in my Atlantic Navigators franchise mode. Norris Trophy winner. Mr. Bean, and they got Matt Murray, 86 overall, and Jonathan Quick backing him up, 78 overall. So definitely a very good team. Again, pretty similar to ours. Extremely good top 6, pretty good top pairing for defense. I think our defense overall is better. Goaltending, Murray's 1 overall higher, but overall, our teams are pretty similar. Should be a pretty good matchup. They're 8-4, we're 8-3. Here we go, period number 1, 2-0. That's not how you want to start. Nikash and this guy that was on the fourth line, Lewis Tarinen. Can we come back in the second period? Well, we get 1. Max Pacioretty, 1 goal at a time. Shots are pretty much dead even. All we need is 1 shot. Can we get a power play goal, please? No, we cannot. The team doesn't answer. Oh, but we get 1 here. Jacob Verana and Cole Caulfield and Ty Smith. 3 goals in a row by the boys. 2 goals from literally on the corner, on the red line. The Zingo scores 1 for them. 2 minutes to go. And that's how you come back down 3-1. Caulfield, Verana, and Ty Smith. Wow, what a comeback by the boys. We steal a win from Carolina in game number 1. Bringing the momentum to Montreal for this series. Let's see if we can win both games on Carolina ice here. We're in Raleigh in the sunny weather. It's like plus 30 outside. We're heading to the rink. We got all business going. Period number 1. 1-0 goal. Caulfield on Matt Murray. And they tied up in a second. Joel Edmondson scores on Thatcher Demko. That was actually a short-handed goal. Come on, boys, you can't be letting up shorthanded goals, especially to a defenseman. But speaking of defensemen, Jacob Churchrin scores once again. He's been so clutch for us in the playoffs. Couple of OT goals, big goal here in the third period. Getting him on our team was such a great move. He's still young, elite potential. And the Canadiens have a 2-0 series lead in the conference finals. But of course, we know no lead is safe. I mean, we blew a 3-1 series lead in the finals once. So not celebrating until the end of the third in the last game. Come on, let's get back on it. Let's keep winning here. Game number 3 in Montreal, 1-1. Jordan Staal and Shane Wright. Wright had a power play goal. Period number 2, we score again, and it's Cole Caulfield. The young guys are showing up. Can we get the win in game number 3? Get a big series lead. 5-on-4 power play. We cannot score, but we kill their power play. Another power play, and Joel Edmondson scores on Thatcher Demko. Why is Edmondson their best player? And I don't even see guys from their first line so far. Knock on wood. Eric Halla scores on Thatcher Demko. At least it's not a guy in their first line. And it looks like they're going to get back in the series. And speaking of the first line, Sebastian Aho scores with 1 second left to get his name on the score sheet. So the Hurricanes come back in the series. We're now only leading 2-1. This is a big game. Home ice here. If we lose, it's tied going back to Raleigh. If we win, we have a 3-1 series lead. Come on, boys. Let's get the crowd behind you guys. Bell Center's on fire. Oh, Jordan Staal and Howla. Come on, guys. They're just silencing the Bell Center crowd. 11-7 are the shots. Wake up, guys. Max Pacioretty, he's starting it off on Matt Murray. A goal from the slot. 5-on-4 power play for them. We kill it off. I would love to have just a goal by the end of the second period. Enter the third period tied. Don't think it's going to happen. Down 2-1 by Brendan Gallagher. And then Gauthier scores for them. Gallagher had a power play goal in the first minute of the third. But Gauthier scores on Thatcher Demko, making it a 3-2 game. Come on, guys. We need one goal. If we can just tie it up, bring it to overtime, that's all I want for now. Or we're going to head back to Carolina tied. 2 minutes to go, and it looks like we're heading back to Raleigh with a 2-2 series tied in a conference final. The Canucks actually leading the Blues 3-1 in the conference finals in the West. This is a big game. Whoever wins is up 3-2. And what is going on? Jake Bean and Dzingel scored 2 goals in like 30 seconds. And then Teravainen scores 2 power play goals. Stay out of the box, guys. Oh my gosh. Well, at least we make interesting in terms of shots. 4-1. Shane Wright scores for us in 5-1. We actually pulled Demko, put in Primo. Let's just erase that game from our memory. It never happened. Playing on home ice here, if we can just win this game in Montreal with a home crowd behind you guys. Game 7, anything can happen. Do or die. Period number 1, 4-0. Jacob Vrana, Brendan Gallagher, Moncton Wildcats legend Axel Anderson, and Devin Shore. Keep the pedal to the metal, guys. 5-1 in the second. Schwartz and Vrana. We actually facing Jonathan Quick, so they pulled Matt Murray. Period number 3, 6-1. Jonathan Drouin, Jonathan Quick. So that was a huge, gigantic momentum shift. After losing 5-1, we come back and win 6-1. Momentum is now on our side. In Raleigh, North Carolina for game number 7, our second game 7 in 3 series. Come on, boys. Let's go. 1 win away from the finals. 2-1 in the first. A single install. Jesse Puyarvi scores for us. We need a goal from either KK or Domi. I haven't seen their names up there too much. Either one of those two. Anybody really score. Come on, just kill that power play. And Cole Caulfield scores on Matt Murray. That was probably assisted by KK because it seems like KK is just assisting on goals. He's giving the puck to Caulfield, and there he is again. Goal Caulfield, what an absolute legend for our team so far. A beauty. Look at that goal, Caulfield. And that ends the second period. Heading into the third period, they're out shooting us 21-15. Demko, stand on your head. We need our defense to go crazy. Block everything you see. Come on, if we can just get an insurance marker, that'd be huge. And oh my god, the single scores for them. We have a power play, we can't score. Is this really going into overtime? And Jonathan Drouin, with 2 minutes to go, sends the Montreal Canadiens to the Stanley Cup Finals. Johnny, let's go. Drouin with a huge goal right at the end. How stressful was that? And it's going to be an all-Canadian matchup in the Stanley Cup Finals versus the Vancouver Canucks. Cole Caulfield, 12 goals, 18 points in the Stanley Cup playoffs so far. Unreal. So looking at the stats so far, Caulfield has 12 goals, 18 points. Pacioretty, 10 goals, 18 points. KK, 18 assists. All this kid does is give the puck to Cole Caulfield. What a combo by those two. Wonder if anyone went up in rating so far. Don't think so. Trevor Wong, 16 points in 18 games. He's up to an 85. Romanov, 13 in 18. Churchrin, he was huge for us. Shane Wright, 84 overall. Gallagher, Domi. Captain Gallagher. Game 7 hero, Jonathan Drouin. Look at that. And in goal, taking a look quickly at Demko's stats, he's 12-5 with a 9-1 save percentage, a 237 goals against. If we can win the cup, his rating is 100% gonna go up. With that performance, a great regular season, and just an insane playoff run so far. So we're facing off against Elias Pettersson and the Vancouver Canucks. Pacific to Atlantic, 3-hour difference in terms of time zone. It's going to be a lot of travel. Let's take a look at the Vancouver Canucks, what their team looks like. And there it is. Pettersson, Besser, Horvat, Miller. They have Russ and then Nils Hoglander. So they're Pettersson 90 overall. They have Matthew Savoie 84, Virtanen 85, Lind, Gaudette Dickinson, and Nick Suzuki facing his former team. Defense, Quinn Hughes and John Klingberg. Are you kidding me? Quinn Hughes is a 91 and Klingberg a 90. Myers 81, Yulevi 82, Alexiak Petrie. They're definitely carried by their top pairing. And fours as well, the top guys. DiPietro is in net, 83 overall, and Mike Condon in net. So, wow. So their defense is sick. Their first pairing, we're going to have to get a lot of goals on the other four defensemen for sure. And try to slow down that first line of Besser, Horvat, and Pettersson. Here we go, playing in Vancouver. They actually have home ice advantage. Montreal, Vancouver, all-Canadian Stanley Cup final. The cup is coming back to Canada. Period number 1, 0-0. 11-5 the shots for us. Sim up the second period. 1-1. All right, so Jonathan Drouin and Elias Pettersson. Thatcher Demko is actually facing his former team in the Stanley Cup Finals. That is insane. In his first year with the team. 24-14 the shots. If we can get a power play goal, that'd be huge. Can we kill off a power play? We can. Brock Besser on his former teammate. Come on, guys. We're out shooting them. And Trevor Wong with a huge goal in the Stanley Cup Finals on Michael DiPietro. We got to kill their penalty. There we go. Come on, guys. Stay out of the box, please. There it is. Brock Besser. We just keep getting stupid penalties. It seemed like the entire third period we were shorthanded. And they make us pay. We should have won that game. But discipline cost us. Gotta learn from our mistakes. And we gotta win this game. I don't want to go down 2-0 in the final against a good Vancouver team. This is a very important game to win. No goals in the first, and 12-4 the shots for them. Come on, guys. Wake up, please. They woke up. Romanov, Drouin, and Cole Caulfield once again on DiPietro. Simming up the third period. We have a 3-0 lead. We cannot blow this. 4-0. All right, so that makes me able to breathe a little bit easier. Romanov on DiPietro. Klingberg scores for them. Should be enough. Oh, Dickinson on short. A short-handed goal on Demko. Another power play for us. The penalty box is just going to fill this series. Whichever team is most disciplined is probably the one that's going to win. We had a big win in game number 2, tying up the series, sending back to Montreal. It's the best out of 5 now. All right, here we go. First game in Montreal in the Stanley Cup Finals since a couple of years ago against the Ducks. We don't want to have any memory of that horrible final. We got to write a new chapter. Here we go. Period number 1, 1-0 Brock Besser on Demko. 10-3 are the shots. You're not going to win if you're going to score. If you're only going to shoot 3 times in an entire period. Period number 2, we tie it up. There we go. 17-17. 14 shots in the second. Jonathan Drouin, DiPietro. Here we go, guys. A 1-1 series lead. I would love to win the 2 games in Montreal. Third period, 24-20 are the shots. Stay out of the box, guys. Please. This indiscipline is going to cost us. 4 minutes to go. 2 minutes, 1 minute. And we're heading into overtime. Just going to slow sim it. Come on, guys. Who is going to be the OT hero? And it's going to be Brock Besser. He's been absolutely on fire for the Vancouver Canucks. Just carrying the team on his back. Getting goals in nearly, it seems like every game. We're down 2-1. We got to win this one, guys. If we lose, we're down 3-1 in the final. Come on, guys. Period number 1. No goals. What a surprise. At least we're out shooting them this time. We need a huge second period, 2-1. Gallagher scores. Gaudette and Miller for them. Oh my, this is the biggest period of the year so far. Power play, make it count. And Tyler Myers scores from literally inside the crease on Thatcher Demko. The guy's like 8 feet tall. Power play for us. Can we capitalize? We cannot. And we're down 3-1 against the Canucks in the Stanley Cup Final. Well, you know what, guys? 3 years ago, we were up 3-1 and we lost against the Ducks. This is our time to turn the table, and we need to come back from a 3-1 deficit. It's going to be difficult. 2 games away, but we can do it. Starting it off, period number 1. 2-1. All right, so we get the lead. Jeff Petrie, didn't realize he was on the team as well. So Petrie and Suzuki and Demko all facing their former team. Domi and Caulfield scores on them. Come on, guys. 1 shift at a time, 1 period at a time, 1 game at a time. It's all we can do. Gonna simulate the rest of the second period. 2-1 lead. All right, so if we can just win this game, bring up this series to a 3-2 series, inch a bit closer. We're out shooting them quite a bit. Cole Caulfield scores on DiPietro. Hopefully that's enough. They almost come back. Elias Pettersson on the power play. We're down 3-2 now. We're slowly climbing the mountain. We're playing in Montreal. The last game in Montreal of the entire season on May 31st. Let's just make the home fans proud and win this game. 1-0 after 1. KK on DiPietro. Period number 2. 13-7 on the shots. Come on, guys. 5-on-4 power play. We're getting a lot of power plays, but we can't see to capitalize. 20-9 are the shots. Come on, we can't let this slip away. Let's just keep pounding the net. It's eventually going to go in. 2 minutes. Oh my goodness. We're actually entering the third period. Our backs against the wall. Down 3-2. Holding on by a thread. 1-0. That's all we had. 1 goal. This is insane. This is stressful, guys. 27-21. They're inching closer on the shots. 4 minutes. 3, 2, 1. And we force a game 7 with a 1-0 win. Thatcher Demko, 26 saves. KK had that lone goal. And guys, we're heading into game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals in Vancouver. Winner gets the Stanley Cup. This is just insane. This is the moments as a hockey player you dream of growing up. Game 7, the cup on the line, period number 1. 1-1. Brian Russ and Jesperi Kotkaniemi are going to slow sim the rest of the game for sure here. 12-10. The shots are almost even. Oh my goodness. This is stressful. This is insane. 15-14. And no! Pettersson scores on Thatcher Demko in the second period from the blue line. But Devin Shore, Fourth liner called up from Laval in this season ties the game. We're heading into the third period tied here. The Stanley Cup on the line. We're out shooting in 22-18. But no, JT Miller scores on Thatcher Demko. 5-on-3 power play and Virtanen scores. Oh, no, you gotta be joking. We cannot keep taking these stupid penalties. 5-on-4 power play. We gotta capitalize. The team just doesn't score in the power play at all. I'm gonna jump into the game. Hopefully we can have a miracle comeback. That would be just heartbreaking to lose game number 7 here. We came so far. We swept the Pittsburgh Penguins. We won 2 game 7s in round number 1 and round number 3. Indiscipline, like I mentioned earlier, was going to cost us. We just got to stay out of the penalty box here. But this game, they scored on a 5-on-3 power play. We're down 4-2. Just like the Anaheim series, we're down late in game number 7. We got to come back here. Just score 1 goal quick and then look into getting the equalizing marker. Somebody gave the puck away there. All right, Gallagher gets it back. Come on, boys. Gadet is fighting. Gallagher gets it back from him. Poyarvi's going to dump in chase. Less than 3 minutes to go. We need a miracle for the Canadiens here. Somebody was alone there, but he was offside, unfortunately. Here comes Suzuki. Severson steals the puck. Shane Wright coming down the wing. Passes it up to Gallagher and shoot the puck, Gallagher. He was just standing there frozen. Come on, guys. We got to get a puck back here. Severson, KK. Pass it up the wing, KK. Come on. There you go. Oh, Cole Caulfield just lets the puck go right through him. I don't know what's going on with this team. They don't seem to have any, their plays are not working. They seem to have good ideas, but they can't execute. Romanov, what is Severson doing? Just throwing the puck in our own crease. And the team is not playing good right now at all. Come on, Caulfield. Get a big pass over to the front. He's covered. Pass it up in front, and KK can't squeeze it through. There was an open side on DiPietro. Come on. Here comes Elias Pettersson down the wing with a nice move. But Ty Smith there gets it back. Nice pass there to Jonathan Drouin. And he's just going to give the puck away and skate away. Attaboy Drouin. KK over to Domi. And DiPietro's going to freeze it. Man, the team is playing sloppy right now. And there is the Stanley Cup. We only got a couple of minutes to score 2 goals. Or the dream is crushed once again. For the second time in 4 years, we would lose the game 7 in the finals. We only got a couple of minutes to change the script. 1 minute and 13 seconds, actually. Come on, we pull the goaltender. Demko is off to the bench. 1 minute, 10 seconds to score 2 goals. It's going to be difficult, but Caulfield and Pacioretty there leading the way in points, tied with Miller with 22. So you got Wong, Drouin, and Domi there for 4s.
Win the draw, have a chance. Puck scooped up by Alexiak.
Alexiak gets it, passes it up to JT Miller. He misses the empty net. Alright, you can't miss an empty net in this situation. We gotta make him pay here. Come on, Trevor Wong to Drouin to Domi. And Churchrin's just gonna, man, I really, our team is very good on paper, but they're not playing good at all. They're playing sloppy. You think guys that are high 80s and 90s should at least get decent scoring chances, but again, they were taking too many penalties in this game, and that's what eventually cost us the lead. And Minty is gonna give the puck away, and the team played horrible in this game. I'll admit, the team picked the worst time to just fail, and yeah, I was so proud of the team until now, but bad game number 7, and the Vancouver Canucks are gonna win the Stanley Cup. Well, if we didn't win the Stanley Cup, I'm happy that it is Vancouver, because they're a team that I really like in real life, and they're a Canadian team. Congrats to Pettersson, Besser, Horvat. Congrats to Nick Suzuki and Petrie, former Canadians. The Vancouver Canucks, for the first time in franchise history, are Stanley Cup champions. Caulfield, 22 points in 25 games. And for the second time in 4 years, we lose a Game 7. But I'm proud of the team, how they battled back. Down 3-1 in the series, forced a game number 7. I'm just Bit disappointed of how they played in game number 7, taking a lot of penalties and then just not making a good push in a couple last minutes to tie it. Caulfield had 15 goals there. KK 21 points. Wong with 19. Romanov was huge for us. Shane right there. Churchrin had some clutch goals. It was a really good playoff run though. It was fun. Unfortunately, we fall short. 15, 8, and 2 for Demko. Pretty good stats there. I'm hoping that his rating goes up for the next season. And we're gonna take a quick look at the playoff tree as well. Then we'll look at the awards, and then we'll do the draft and the offseason in the next episode. So the Canucks beat us in 7. They beat the Blues in 6, the Sharks in 5, and the Coyotes in 6. So we're the team that gave them the most trouble for sure. In the East, it looks like the Flyers beat the Blue Jackets, Carolina beat the Sens, and Pittsburgh beat the Leafs 4-1. If Pittsburgh didn't beat the Leafs, it would have been a Montreal and Toronto Stanley Cup matchup, so that would have been interesting. So the Hartford Wolfpack win the Calder Cup. Vancouver wins the Stanley Cup. Now, we do have Vegas' first round pick. They finished 25th in the league. Potentially could be a lottery pick. And we had number 7. Okay, so not bad. We're in the Stanley Cup Finals. And then we picked number 7. We pick in the top 10. I'm happy for that. Florida lost the draft lottery. Colorado went up as well as Washington. So Washington and Colorado, the number 1 and number 2 pick. Washington already have Alexis Lafreniere, so watch out for them in the near future. Gonna take a look now at the retired players, and we have Joe Thornton calling it a career, 1,800 games, over 1,600 points, unreal career for him. The AHL with the Roadrunners at 44. Krejci, Burns there at 39. Looks like Burns played a whole career in San Jose. Carter, Chris Letang calls it a career. Almost 800 points. 1 point shy of 800 as a defenseman. Neil, Moncton Wildcats legend Keith Yandel, Felino, Pozo, Ryan Ladd. Those are a look at your retired players. Matt Zuccarello there. Dubinsky, Zajac Edler. Taking a look at goaltenders now, and Pekka Rinne calls it a career. Looks like Price and Lundqvist are actually still going to play. Jonathan Quick there, as well as Howard, Halak, and Talbot. So look at your retired players. And as for coaches, we actually don't have any coaches that retired. That's good for the team. Ian Cole is now a scout, so we're going to take a look here at the draft class real quick and the NHL awards, and we'll end off the episode. KK went up to a 91. That's awesome to see. So the Stanley Cup to the Canucks, President's Trophy to the Leafs. Of course, they beat us in the final, so it's actually the first Stanley Cup in Vancouver Canucks franchise history. So 2 years in a row, we get a new Stanley Cup champion. I go with Yart Ross. The heart goes to Austin Matthews. That will make Leafs fans happy. As well as the Norris goes to Riley for a 3rd year in a row. Lady Bing goes to Marner. Calder goes to a Stars rookie. Conn Smythe, DiPietro, and the Stanley Cup for the Canucks. The Vezina goes to Picard and the Jennings. The Leafs are just cleaning up the individual awards. Dumoulin there with the Bill Masterton. Jack Adams to the Kings coach. The Selke goes to O'Reilly. 10 Lindsay goes to Matthews, and a Rocket goes to Eichel. 3, 4, 5, so 6 individual awards for the Leafs and the President's Trophy, but at the end of the day, they do not win the Stanley Cup, which is the one that counts. That went to the Vancouver Canucks. So taking a look at the draft class quickly here. So top 5 medium elite, so just like usual. Alvin, young man, right winger, similar to Patrick Kane. So very skilled winger there. Chris Fitzpatrick, a center, similar to Patrick Kane. Once again, he had 67 points. Young man had over 100 points. Sergej Korobov, 18, similar to Joe Thornton, so big winger. Then Kip Simmons, a right winger, similar to Tarasenko, should have a good shot. Then Timofey Malkin, similar, none, but he's a medium top 4, high top 4 defenseman. So Malkin name is there in the draft. Let's see if there's any late draft steals potentially. A couple of guys that could potentially be elite: Maxime Lapointe, a goaltender from the Sea Dogs, and a Q, and Jeremy Campbell. So a couple of goaltenders. Gonna pin them. Probably gonna take a look at them in the later rounds. And as for gems and busts, we don't have any. So yeah, that's gonna be the draft for 2024, and that's gonna do it for the episode. Now, unfortunately, we did lose out. Another heartbreak, guys. Hopefully, we can just climb that mountain and just get that one last win eventually. Maybe it's gonna be in the next season, but I like the direction the team is going. Hopefully, the ratings go up. We can have even a better team next year. I'm looking forward to it. So, thank you for watching, guys, and as always, have a great day.